Hello and welcome to episode 12 of the Liberty for Philly podcast. Once again, I'm Mitchell, that's Jared, and joining us once again, our most popular special guests here on the channel. We got Ben and Alec. How are you guys doing today?
You can't get rid of us.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we just can't get rid of you guys.
We're doing good. We're doing good, Mitchell.
Once again, I'm going to put the links to this podcast below. If you follow us on Twitter, you would have saw that we were both joining Ben's new podcast, The Curse of Billy Penn, on his podcast, which you can once again follow on Twitter under the same name, The Curse of Billy Penn. I'll put those links in the description, but we joined them and we basically cut each other off the entire time, if you guys aren't already used to that. So now it's Ben's turn and Alex's turn to cut us off. But anyways, let's go to the same subjects, but I'm not throwing a little NHL in. Let's get the subjects you guys are most familiar with. Let's start with the Philadelphia Phillies. They play the Boston Red Sox tonight. Spencer Howard is once again getting his second start of the year, and his first start did not go well. His bullpen appearances weren't that great. He got bombshelled in Colorado. He got bombshelled in New York. Now we're here back in Philadelphia, and he's expected to go 70 to 75 pitches with his most familiar catcher, Rafael Marchand, catching for him. How do you think he'll do tonight?
Well, first off, I don't want to count the Colorado start because that's just a hitter's ballpark, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Fair enough.
The ball can fly anywhere in that place, even to the moon. But my thing on Spencer Howard is even if he doesn't do that well, who else do we got? Because obviously we talked about we talked about on Curse of Billy Penn, which you should check out, by the way, that we've had enough of Chase Anderson. He's not going to work. And then we've also had enough of Matt Moore. That experiment's over. Now we need to develop Spencer Howard as a full-time starter, or else stuff is really going to hit the fan. I think this is super important that not only, does Howard get quality starts, but like the amount of starts will definitely help so he can get used to the big league style again.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they should have made him a starter from the get-go. I was confused why Girardi and the Phillies front office thought of him as a long man.
remember.
He's one of your top prospects for years. And then of course when they try him as a long man, it didn't work and it turned into a fiasco. Because the reason being, I think, is because again, I don't think he's familiar with that situation. Now I'm really encouraged seeing what he did in Lehigh Valley. He pitched very, very well in his last start. 5 innings, no runs, a lot of strikeouts, and then I would like to mention Odonis Medina yesterday. I believe he was pitching a perfect game, right?
Yes, 5 innings pitched, perfect game, 3-0, 3.5 ERA with 18 strikeouts. Cornelius Randolph is also popping off, but my new hashtag, make sure to spread it all on Twitter. Hashtag give me Trout and Showtime to Philadelphia.
That's so long of a hashtag. You gotta condense.
I mean, you gotta prove a point.
Trout's not
By
going.
characters.
I mean, that
would have been the most amazing thing. I remember all the T-shirts back when Harper first signed. Hashtag Trout Harper 2020. Oh, what could have been if the Angels didn't move the entire bank to Trout? What could have been?
Trout will be coming to Philadelphia to go to some Eagles games, but other than that,
I'm just sad at the fact that Trout couldn't make his return last year because of COVID. That would have been amazing.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
Huh?
I feel like I've asked this every time you said this, but weren't they supposed to only be there?
No. It was here. This was the first time in a while that they had a home
yeah.
game here at Citizens Bank Park, and it got canceled. However, we will have to wait. We will have to wait 2 years. I don't think he played in 2014. He was injured.
It was either 2014 or 2017. He played here. Because his first time on the disabled list was 2000, or the injured list was either 18 or 19. I'm going to look it up. You guys keep talking.
Yeah, keep going. So what do you guys think the Phillies need to do in order to fix this right now, the dumpster fire of a team?
Okay, so first thing, move Alvarado to closer. Maris isn't working.
Oh.
Yes. Wait, do you want to go with Hector Neris, Alec?
Heart attack.
I mean, the problem with Alvarado is he pitches fast, yes, but the problem is you never know where the ball's going. I mean, his last few starts, he's been all over the place. You can't trust him. Now, the guy I would like as closer is Sam Coonrod, 0.95 ERA, throws 98, 99, 100, and then he also consistently strikes people out, and he throws around the plate.
Right, but here's the
He's
thing
by
with
far
Alvarado.
their best pitcher this year.
We took a look at that Brewers game, and he saved pretty well. I mean, it was a one-run game. Wasn't pitching all over the place. Once he gets his consistency together, absolutely Alvarado should be the closer. This guy is throwing gasoline. This guy is amazing.
So much gasoline that Floridians will be hoarding it, which is also what I said on the other podcast.
Yes, check that out on the other podcast. The second thing we need to do is get our starting pitching in order because, Nola's not doing great. I feel like the best starting pitcher on this team is Wheeler right now. Do we have to agree?
Agreed.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
unfortunately.
And the other thing is, you just got to pitch better. I mean, McCutcheon had a rough start of the year. He's doing all right. We need to get someone at the center field position. I mean, Odubel's working fine as a placeholder, but we need someone like legitimate.
Yeah.
Odubel's not going to last. Let's be real here.
By the way, Mitchell, to answer the question, the 2017 series was only in Anaheim. They had
I think I found
in 2014 they played 2 games here, 2 games there, and the 2 games here Trout played both of them. So yeah.
Yeah, Raul Ibanez, I totally forgot was on the Angels, and he made his return to Citizens Bank Park during that series too.
Yeah.
But anyway, like our hitting does not look that bad. It's just we got to get our act together, and pitching's also got to get its act together. And I think our manager has to get its act together because he
same manager who likes David Hale.
Yeah, and I think he's a little too old.
David Hale has been decent. I mean, even though I hate him, he still has been he did decent when Vince Velasquez had to miss his start.
I think like the White Sox manager, I feel like Mr. Oldtime lost his step.
Yeah, isn't he a bit old?
Yeah, the Roos is not a good man. He's not a good
anymore.
Anymore. Against him.
Anymore.
Right. Same with Girardi.
He's a Hall of Famer with LaRusse, I mean.
Yeah, sure, but now he's out of touch.
Now he's a crazy old man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're old. But yeah, Alec.
Crotchety old man. Just like a Greg Popovich. Although Popovich is still a good coach, though.
To go back to the Trout Philly thing, I think this why people were really looking forward to this last series that would have been in 2020 was because Trout wasn't really a superstar in 2014.
Yes,
he was getting there, but he wasn't like this entire
He was. I think he was. That might have been the year. I forget which year it was that he was in the MVP voting, like in the finals. He was 13, I believe, was his first year doing that.
Yeah.
I could have seen him play, but he pulled his hamstring the night before.
Well, that's Jared's luck for you, everybody. So we all follow Jack Fritz on Twitter. The classic guy on Philly's Twitter. If you don't follow him, go ahead. He's a great guy. He claimed today by saying he just tweeted out, if Spencer Howard goes 5 innings and allows a run or less, the season might just be back on. If Spencer Howard shows he could be a decent addition to his rotation, I would really be a hold of that. As I've said many times before in my high predictions for this team, next season, I would like to see the rotation of Nola, Wheeler, Verlander, Eflin, and Howard rolling in the rotation, because I think Verlander would be a great addition to the team, especially with Dave Dombrowski, the person that drafted Verlander when he was a Tiger. I think that would be a great addition. Even though Verlander just kick the tires, give him one last send off, and then maybe if that doesn't go well, trade him somewhere. But that would be my prediction. What are you looking for at the trade deadline right now, Ben and Alec?
A winner, someone with a winning culture, because there is no one on this team knows how to win. You have JT Realmuto. I was reading an article yesterday by Joe Giglio, and in a way I think he was right, because he said none of these players have winning culture. Harper has not had any success in the playoffs. He's rolled through multiple managers while they take the blame. McCutcheon's never won a playoff series. Gene Segura's never been in the playoffs despite his stats and what he's done. And then you have JT Realmuto, who
Segura hasn't played for anybody good though.
I mean, the Marlins, they probably should have made the playoffs though with the teams he's on. They had Stanton, Ozuna, him, and Yelich. I think that was definitely good enough for the team to make the playoffs. But again, the middle of 500 team. Again, I like someone who is experienced, who's gone deep into the playoffs and won a World Series. Like Verlander, he'd be a perfect candidate for that. for that. So I'd be more than happy to bring him on as like a 3 or 4 starter.
Yeah, totally agree. Ben?
Like I said earlier in the statement, someone who could play outfield, like a Joey Gallo or something like that. Like, I think Mitchell and I are from agreement with that. And, maybe a nice starting pitcher, because obviously,
You think?
Vinny Velasquez, Chase Anderson, Matt Moore, all those, I just don't feel like it work. So, and in order to really contend in playoff series, remember when we had like the 4 aces? What was it, like
the 2 Roys?
Hamels, Oswalt, Holiday, Lee, and then some
Hap.
schmuck of a
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, it was Joe Blanton, actually.
That's right. Yeah, Blanton.
Believe it or not. And he was the ace for the A's at one point. So, that starting pitching was stacked. Of course, we're not going to get there again, but it just shows you.
Says who?
Thanks, Jared. You're so funny. It just shows you that you need a nice solid 4 to do anything in the playoffs, or actually reach the playoffs in the first place. So I would like a starting pitcher, if anything.
Yeah, my real prediction is I really, really would like Joey Gallo. Right now, Seattle Mariners and the Orioles would be the teams I'm looking at, especially with the Rangers. Rangers are pretty close to trading the Seals to the Yankees, but
I wouldn't
maybe John Means and Anthony Santander from the Orioles would be a great pickup, in my opinion. The price would be insane, but it would be a great pickup because those would be 2 teams I would very much. Mitch Haniger, great, would be a great addition.
Because he has the same name as you.
No, but he's also really good.
That's what I was thinking of.
Other than that, there's not really any other teams that are failing that have good outfielders. Like, you just can't really think of it. You could say Charlie Blackmon, but he's not doing.
Chuck Nasty's a little bit past his prime.
Yeah, he's past his prime, and his contract is insane. You could say Kentel Marte from the Diamondbacks. You could say Kentel Marte. And there's some other people you can have from that. And we got some comedians typing in the chat to one of each other.
Infielder.
Yeah, but he is playing outfield this year. We got some comedians out here in the chat texting one another. That's great. Anyways, transitioning to the team of the hour, the team of the city, the team with the highest chance to win a championship since the 2017 2016 Eagles. No, not the Eagles. The Philadelphia 76ers, which is today's shirt. Jared's got the Phillies on this week. I got the Sixers. And the Sixers, starting tomorrow at 1 p.m., they are officially 16 wins away from winning their third NBA title. They play the... why am I blanking on the team? They're playing the Washington Wizards, Russell Westbrook, Bradley Beal. What are you guys' thoughts on this series?
Well, like we talked about on, the Curse of Billy Penn, no one's really guarding Joel Embiid. You have Mo Wagner, Robin Lopez, and then what's his face? Daniel Gafford, who's really guarding Joel Embiid. And that he's going to dominate all those 3 inside. Your problems are going to be at the guard position because obviously Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal are going to pose a problem. Now, Bradley Beal won't be 100%. That's a big deal because he has that whole hamstring problem. And if he's at full 100%, he's way more dangerous than I think right now.
Oh, agreed.
With a little bit of a wound. Yeah. But you really need to guard the guard position because, Russell will get his triple doubles. That's not going to be stopped. It's the point of, do any of these guys get 60 points or something like that, have a Steph game. And if they do that, they have a chance at beating the Sixers one of these games. But I'm thinking it's going to be a 5-game series.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you on that. I think it's a 5-game. I think it's going to be a Sixers win 5 here, just because I think Sixers take first 2 at home, then they win one of the 2 in Washington. Then game 5 they go back home and crush them. The reason I don't like the Wizards that much is because A, like Ben mentioned, their Beal's not 100%, and B, Russell Westbrook is, again, he's not a good shooter, and he tends to hurt the players around him. There's a reason why his teams, even when he was at his best, never went that far. Again, it's because he's not a good shooter, and he's not the greatest decision maker.
Yeah, totally agree. And I'm just on baseball reference right now before we go back to the Sixers. The Philadelphia Phillies currently have an 18% chance to make the postseason and a 1.6% chance to win the World Series. So, yeah, that's going to be a great rest of the season. But yeah, granted, Russell Westbrook and Joel Embiid will probably be the focus of this postseason and the series. As if you all remember, Russell Westbrook has a great history in Philadelphia. Ben, would you like to explain why he has such a nice history here?
Oh, yes. This is my favorite Russell Westbrook memory. Let's take whatever he is, a surgeon or a dentist or whatever he is, in Philadelphia. Russell Westbrook with the Washington, the Oklahoma City Thunder at the time. He goes near the baseline, and this guy gives him nice two lovely middle fingers right to his face. Now, I said here, and here is an idea. And Alec, you haven't heard this yet, but ride with me. That fans are going to be welcome back in the Wells Fargo Center.
Mhm.
Now, for playoff times, they usually have a shirt. So what you do is you give each fan a shirt of this guy flipping off Russell Westbrook and him looking on in confusion, like he did on Sports Center, and you would have yourself merchandise flying off the shelf. Again, tag the Sixers in this, please.
Yeah, I totally agree. That would be a great shirt that would sell very well with the Sixers. We got some news here. Roman Quinn has officially been assigned to AAA Lehigh Valley for a rehab assignment.
Yeah. Oh, rehab.
Yeah, that I got my hopes up too, and then I read it. So Roman Quinn is returning from injury, as we all know. The unknown player who is actually on this roster, Matt Joyce, is still on the team. He just got called back up 2 days ago, I think. Yes, Jared. Yes, do that to Matt Joyce. Congratulations. Yeah, Matt Joyce. Our bench isn't really that great this year, isn't it? No.
It's not bad. It's okay. I mean, Joyce can get on base a little bit, and then Miller's by far our best player. And then it seems it's gotten better since they put Pinker on the deal and brought back up Torres, which I mean for some reason Maton isn't playing over Reyes, which again over Torres, which I don't understand considering he's done very well and he's the future. He's potentially the future of your team.
Yeah, totally agree. Transitioning back to the Sixers, we're hopping back and forth here due to the news. But with the Sixers, who would you like to play in round 2, round 3, and the finals? Who would
Not
you?
The Celtics. That's all I have to say.
Yes, Jared. We all know you don't want to play the Celtics, and neither do I.
Actually,
so Ben and Alec, who do you want to play in round 2? Let's start with that.
How about the New York Knicks? I like them in round 2. I feel like they'll win their series, and the Garden's going to be rowdy because it's the first Knicks playoff series in years. But I don't think they're as strong as Philadelphia. I don't think they have the big men to cover Embiid. I just don't think they're that good, and I think we'll have the pieces around them to beat New York in round 2.
Yeah, totally agree. Alec?
Yeah, I'm with Ben on that. I'd like to see the Knicks in round 2. Again, they're a good team, but they're not great. There's a big drop off between the Sixers, Nets, and Bucks. And then number 4, they had a much worse record than the Bucks this year. And then round 3, the team I would say is the Bucks because again, I don't think Giannis can perform in the playoffs. When he can't shoot, you're gonna run into some problems, especially with the team, but especially since the team around him is not the strongest shooting team. And I think they line for all the Sixers, even though they've lost, even though they got swept out by the Bucks. But again, I'm not too worried because because they had a bunch of players out during those games, and then I'd rather not face Durant, Harden, and Irving.
Yeah. Ben, who was your round 3? Would it be the Bucks, Knicks, Hawks? Who do you want to play in round 3?
I honestly want to take this one series at a time. I'm not one of the people.
That's not a bad idea.
I'm not one of the people that are like planning this whole thing out and just having their dreams crushed by the Celtics. I think we've learned that lesson too many times. But if I was to play someone, I'm not sure. I feel like Giannis can cover Embiid, so that's the only reason why I'm not taking them. They also have Chris Middleton.
Mhm.
I'm honestly not sure. Who were the other teams you listed?
I guess you got the it would only be the Nets, Celtics, Bucks.
You know what?
Uh,
Honestly, give me the Celtics.
Oh.
I honestly think that we can take the Celtics this time. I know Jason Tatum.
Oh.
You've said that the last 5 times they've played him. Okay, maybe
Don't-
not 5, but the last few times that played him. And yeah, you know what happened, buddy?
I know what happened.
Don't
But-
don't don't. We do not want the Celtics. Something was bad happens. They play the Celtics. Don't.
Well, but isn't Jalen Brown out or like not?
Yes,
Doesn't matter.
Jalen Brown is out.
The Celtics beat us a couple years ago with just Jason Tatum.
I honestly think we have him this year. I don't think they have that big man Aaron Baines anymore. I mean, I think MB is gonna really give him trouble this year.
Until he hurts himself in game 3.
Yeah, totally agree. Well, I know you guys got to scoot. So, do you guys got anything last things you guys want to say before you guys scoot on out of here?
Go
I
Sixers.
put Alvarado's closers. Yeah, put Alvarado's closer.
Alec disagrees, but yes, Alec, we know you totally disagree with that decision, and I kind of do agree, but Alvarado would probably be a breath of fresh air compared to Heart Attack Hector. What's your last thoughts, Alec, other than disagreeing with Ben?
Phillies they really need to look themselves in the mirror and figure out what's going wrong because it looked most of their team looked mentally checked out on Friday against the Red Sox after because I mean the fielding mistakes, defense, inconsistency on offense. They're in a lot of trouble right now and they got to figure out a way to fix it.
Yeah, before you guys
Alec,
scoot out of
finish
here
off.
and we transitioned into NHL and the Stanley Cup playoffs, before you guys head on out, the Dallas Mavericks have beaten the Los Angeles Clippers in Game 1 of their series.
Oh wow, that's cool.
All right, well, see you guys. Hopefully, maybe next week you guys could be coming onto the podcast again. We'll keep our lines open. Thank you once again, and I'll put all their just links in the description below.
Awesome. See you guys
Okay.
later.
See you guys.
You boys. Well, it's
All
just
right.
the two of us now.
It's just the two of us now, and let's go into the Stanley Cup playoffs.
The Penguins just lost.
Yes, the Penguins lost. And so let's start off with the games that have happened. Right now, let's go to most up-to-date scores. The Penguins are tied with the New York Islanders 2-2. The Colorado Avalanche are beating the St. Louis Blues 3-0. Tampa Bay Lightning are destroying the Panthers.
Yes, I hate St. Louis fans.
Yep, the Lightning are winning 3-1. Winnipeg is beating Edmonton, or also known as the
McDavid's.
Yes.
McDavid's, Dreisaitl's, Nugent Hopkins's.
Yes, they're beating them 2-0. And Carolina leads Nashville 2-1.
What was the score of the Vegas series again? Sorry.
Vegas is leading the Minnesota Wild 2-1.
Okay, it's game 4 tonight.
I believe so, because the Washington Capitals Bruins, the
They've
Bruins are
already
up
played their game
3-1. The games tonight is the Canadiens Maple Leafs, and the Golden Knights Wild.
Yep, Canadians are 1-0, right?
Canadians are up 1-0 on the Maple Leafs.
2-0.
So with this, if you guys haven't heard about the Travis incident, Travis literally got killed. Well, not literally killed, but got killed by being checked into somebody in their knee. He was hospitalized, but he has since been released from the hospital and is in a 2-week concussion protocol for the Maple Leafs. Travis for the Maple Leafs.
Tavares?
Tavares.
I was about to say, who the frick is Travis? Tavares, buddy. You flip the letters. Mitchell and his great English speaking, everyone. All right.
Yeah. Right now, my prediction. What was my upset prediction?
I
had Colorado over
Yeah,
I had the Maple Leafs winning.
I said that the one that I had, like the one that I could really see like the actual upset happening was potentially Minnesota over Vegas, but like
That's what I said. I said Minnesota, I think.
yeah, no, I think we both agreed with that one.
And
But,
I think I did say the Lightning, but I may have
the
not.
Lightning is I don't consider that much of an
No,
upset.
and I also had the Islanders over.
The only upset in the Central Division that actually could happen is Nashville over
Hurricanes.
Carolina, because like the top three teams, the Florida teams and Carolina are all like pretty much neck and neck, so it's not really much of an upset.
Yeah. So we could possibly get our first series winner tomorrow at 5:00 with the Avalanche and Blues playing. Then we got the Bruins Capitals, and then yeah, that's about it. Any last thoughts on anything from today's podcast, Jared?
No, that's just all I wanted to do. Go Sixers. Hopefully they can actually win and maybe prove me wrong. And if it gets that far, actually, I don't even think the Celtics will make it past the second round. But if they do, they can prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Or else the memes will amplify and I get to laugh at Mitchell some more.
That's true. And just a reminder before we transition to our outro, Jared and I have a bet. If Ben Simmons hits a game winning 3 in game 7
on the other podcast, you can
just listen to their podcast. Once again, that will be in the description below. Ben Simmons game winning 3.
Buzzer beater from down by 2, game 7. People at the Wells Fargo Center have to say shoot. The person that was guarding, I forget who you said it was, Ben Simmons has to back off. And then Simmons gets told to shoot. He shoots. He hits the 3. They were down by 2. Sixers win by 1. Game 7. Only game 7.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather.
And once again, leave a like if you guys want to see us do some watch-alongs.
Actually, I'd rather have
very important games here in the NBA Finals. If you want to see watch-alongs for those, make sure to drop a like. Hopefully, we are able to do those. This has been episode 12 of the Liberty for Pelly podcast. I'm Mitchell. That's Jared. We'll see you guys for episode 13 next week. See you guys later.